Each year, Duke University joins the nation in celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Dr. King dreamed of a nation where all could have freedom, equality, and justice. At the time of his I Have a Dream speech, Dr. King spoke of the fierce urgency of now in terms of fighting for and realizing equality and justice for all. In the eyes of many, the dream of equality and justice has come into fruition through the ideas and beliefs carried out in this most recent presidential election. But what of Dr. King's dream?
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The dream was never about one person, but about all people. Are we to believe that with the election of a black president, the dream has been realized? And what about here at Duke? Student activism has always been an important part of the university's campus, and students were important in bringing the King holiday to Duke as a day off from classes in honor and recognition of the life and legacy of Dr. King. This year, the Martin Luther King Jr. Commemoration Committee set out to ask the student body about their thoughts on what becomes of the dream and the importance of continuing to strive towards its attainment. This is what we found. So when Dr. King spoke of the dream, what do you think that meant?
I think it meant equality for everybody.
Equal rights for everyone.
A society in which everyone is on an equal footing, has equal opportunities to succeed.
Not that whole utopia of everybody getting along, because I don't think that he realistically thought that was possible, but I think he definitely wants something where no matter what race you are, what gender, what sexual orientation, anything, that you can at least like interact and like form relationships and coalitions with each other.
Getting past all of the persecutions that were occurring at that time, just getting equality.
How do you think the dream is being realized today?
I'll have to state the obvious. I mean, look at our president-to-be. I think this was his dream.
And to say that 40 years ago that today we'd have an African-American president, I think that would be, it would be a pipe dream for a lot of people, just because of the challenges of overcoming long-standing prejudices. But so I would say that there's a lot of progress being made, but it hasn't been completely fulfilled.
And how are you helping to keep the dream alive?
I guess I'm helping by going out, continuing my education, and doing my best in school so that I can get a good job.
Really being mindful of the things that have changed, and to not take that for granted. Just to always be cognizant of what my ancestors have had to go through in order for me to be here today.
Well, I'm basically working hard, fighting against stereotypes that people may put up against me, and not letting my race or ethnicity be a hindrance to me furthering my goals in life.
And how do you think the dream has changed over time?
As I said before, the dream is always changing, and I think that because one's interpretation of the work of Martin Luther King is so personal, I think that the dream is very different for every individual, and then as you develop and grow and mature, it changes for you personally, and then as everyone's personal dream changes, it impacts the world we live in, hopefully for the better, but not always.
I mean, I think the same issues are still there, but we've gone up a little bit.
I think the dream has changed over time in the sense that at the beginning it was about like basic things like being able to go to the same school, being able to go to the same restroom, and now that kind of equality has been achieved for a while, it's more about pushing forward into positions of power and really accomplishing the dream from the top down.
When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.